I got up early this morning, nice beautiful Sunday morning. Since it's starting to get cold, I was hoping to get out and get some pictures taken, so came to a nearby state park and hopefully get some cool shots of wildlife and maybe some scenery shots. Let's go. Okay, so I've walked a little bit of a ways past a pond similar to this one, back that way a little bit. I've actually never been to this park before, so I'm walking around with a fairly telephoto lens, 70 to 300, just in case I see any wildlife, but also 70 gets far enough back I can do a little bit of landscape. If I see something I really like, I have an 18 to 70 and an 8mm sitting in my backpack here, so I can get that out and mess around with those. Might come back to this one actually and do that. There's some very interesting logs sticking out over there. So I chose photography as a hobby. My dad was into it. I got interested fairly young into it. My dad's not a professional photographer. He works for a university. But I always enjoyed looking at his cameras. He had old 35s, and he had a few of the old Kodak foldable, old school, almost plate style cameras just in his collection. He took some pretty cool pictures back when he was in college and back when him and my mom first got married. So that's kind of where I started with that. Why outdoors? Why hiking? Because I enjoy it. I've been outside a good chunk of my life, so might as well enjoy it while I still can. So I think we're going to just continue walking up this hill and see where everything goes. So the paths that I've been walking on seem to be fairly well maintained, or used to be maintained roads through the park. The surface is starting, as you can see, to erode away and everything. But they're good for walking, and I bet if I brought a bicycle, I could get around here a lot quicker than I am right now. Not that time is an issue or anything, but it's nice to be able to see a lot more at once and get to places. And I like riding my mountain bike, so probably next time throw the bike on the back of the Jeep and see what we could do with that. Looks like we got a nice bright orange tree coming up. I think I'll try and get a okay picture of that. It's not the greatest composition, but not seeing anything too crazy as of yet. Okay, I just took a few pictures over at this location, ended up getting out a couple of the other lenses, switched over to my 50mm lens for the walk back. Gonna probably head back towards the car, maybe take one of the side routes I did see. This is a really pretty spot though, with how that pine tree is and everything. So I'm gonna head back and maybe stop at one of those other ponds, see if the light coming in has changed the scene at all, and then head back to the car and probably head back into town. So on our way back, let's talk about some goals I have for this channel. Main goal for this channel is get me out there so I can have fun. I don't know very many people in this area. I'm new to this area, and other than my job and people I know at work, I don't know anybody around here. So this gets me out of my apartment, out into the world, hopefully meet people, or at least discover what I'm interested in locally in the area. Another goal for this channel is to get better and better video angles and maybe quality. Right now I'm shooting on a GoPro Hero 3. Yes, I know the 5's out. I'm not made of money, so therefore I'm not getting the 5. Not getting the 5 until it drops, or the 5 session drops in price. I really like the idea of going maybe a little smaller, just because it's easier to carry around. Another thing I'd like to do is get more aerial shots. I'm looking into how to, I guess, economically use a drone for this. I do have a right now broken racing drone quadcopter that will carry this. The stability isn't the greatest, and because it's broken, that's one of the reasons I'm not using it to film shots for this. Another reason I'm not using it at this moment is because between the FAA and the FCC, I don't want to step on anybody's toes when it comes to licensing. I think in the FAA's eyes, I'm still safe. I read through their current regulations last week for licensing and registering, and while the DJI Phantoms and that size of drones have to be registered with the FAA, mine being so small, under 0.55 pounds, does not need to be registered. I'm sure that weight limit is a number they produce to go, hey, this is where it will actually cause significant damage, versus, hey, this is just going to be a nuisance. Now on the FCC's side of it, unlike the DJI Phantom, which uses purely digital for its communication system, what I use is an analog signal at 5.8 megahertz or kilohertz. It's 5.8. And that falls within the FCC's regulations of, hey, you are now using information that requires a technician's class amateur radio license. So I'm currently studying and learning up on amateur radio, which is something I've thought about before, so this isn't a new idea to me. But working on hopefully getting that license by the end of next month, get a radio to go with it, something that has weather bands, and may be able to listen into the emergency call channels, just because there's a fire department close to where I live and it's a fairly active one, so it'd be nice to know what's going on in the area around me. And also maybe reach out and talk to some other amateur radio users. Now I want to keep my use of it as the drone and radio and other things as legit as possible, including YouTube, trying not to step on any toes when it comes to copyright infringement or anything like that. Just because it's easier to take the precautions and not make people mad than to sit there and go, well, if I get a caught, I caught. So that's kind of why you don't see any footage like that at the moment. Combination of the drone not working and the licensing not being there for me yet. I'll keep you guys updated on that, but as it stands right now, the drone is kind of not in action, so it's kind of a moot point. But so back over to where I was originally, try and get some shots of these sticks. The wind picked up a little bit, so I don't know what the ripples are going to do to my shot, but I'm going to find out.